Okay. My name is Ridhi Khakhar and I am an actor and model, which means I get to put myself into other people's shoes for a living. And just in case if you're wondering, no, I do not get into people's shoes. Having said that, here's my story. I'm born and brought up in Dubai and I've done my further education in Canada. I've studied at the University of Waterloo and I was in a co-op program, so I have interned at around 4 to 5 different companies all around Canada. So, how did I gain the confidence to make such a dramatic shift? At that point in time, I had no idea. But looking back at it, I realized that I had faith and perseverance, and a lot of it. People might think that, oh, she's from Dubai, how privileged. I'm sorry, but I've better people. I come from a very humble, Gujarati middle-class background. My parents did not believe in materialistic things such as Game Boys and PlayStations. Heck, we didn't even have cable TV growing up. I'm sure some of you can relate. But they did save up and they spent on my education and they sent me to the fanciest school possible. It's a bit weird when middle class people go to fancy schools. Parents don't really acknowledge that the rich fancy kids will notice our unbranded shoes and our regular backpacks. And that is when I feel that the bullying started. I was dark, I had oily braided hair, I was the perfect target for bullies. At that point in time, I did not really feel like being myself. I wished to change my ethnicity, I wished to change my skin color, I wished to be anything and everything but me. So how did I end up in the acting? I was very young when my mom and I started watching this film, Hero Number 1. It was my favorite film. I watched Karishma Kapoor dancing on the streets like that. And out of seemingly nowhere, I had an epiphany. I wanted to be her. I wanted to be confident. I wanted to be self-assured. She was bold, she was everything that I wanted to be. And this is where my journey started. It's awesome. So, my first steps into modeling. I was very young, I was around like a teenager when I was introduced into showbiz. I saw an ad online for a modeling competition back home in Dubai. And my mother was more than supportive to apply for me. We arrived at the audition location. There were lights, cameras, there were judges, there were paparazzis, you name it. And I ended up being one of the top 10 finalists for that huge competition. Not bad the first time, right? We were then asked to pay for the portfolio that would be scheduled for the following month. A renowned, known international celebrity model would be coming to us to mentor us. How could we say no to that? My parents ended up spending a lot of money from their savings just to support my dream. We later found out that the organizers left, packed up, and fled with our money. So we got scammed. And my parents were very, very devastated. I was not allowed to bring up acting or modeling anymore. So what did I end up doing? I brought it up again and again and again and again. Okay, fast forward to plan B, because everyone needs a plan B, right? My university days. That's me at university. As mentioned earlier, I went to Canada to study science and business. I was a very confused child, guys. I couldn't decide what to do. So what's better than choosing one major? Choosing two majors, like science and business. That's what I did. I fondly remember one day in university, instead of studying for my anatomy class the next day, I went on YouTube and I started researching on the different techniques of acting. So, acting 1, anatomy 0. Sorry for that. And during my universities, what I did was I started going and I went on bus rides just to experience the set as a junior artist. I worked as a junior artist, also known as a background artist. And I did that for the love of films. I was very paid for any of it. So, yeah, what had happened was, after traveling back and forth, I started posting selfies on Instagram, and I don't know what it was. Maybe it was universe, maybe it was something else. But I got scouted online to be part of one of the most prestigious modeling agencies of India, which was also, which where my favorite actress lived, which was in Bombay, the city of dreams. How could I ever say no? It was Karishma Kapoor in Bombay. I had to go to Bombay. So yeah, she was the one that made me choose acting as a career. So I landed in Mumbai with stars in my eyes, fire in my belly, and hungry for my first gig. I was so eager to get my first job, but that took a very, very long time. But my first gig was with Ridhi Khakhar. I couldn't believe it. I was so excited, I could barely speak. I thought that I was destined for overnight success. But overnight successes are a result of many, many sleepless nights. After this ad was releasing, I thought that some producer or some director would notice me in this ad and I'd get a contract for a film at my feet. But unfortunately, things did not go as per plan. I was back to square one, rolling around the audition rooms with 5 changes of clothes in my backpack. And you know what they say, good things come to those that wait. And I was about to learn that lesson. In between all of this, I ended up obsessing over my weight, with clients measuring my hips wherever clothes did not fit me. I thought, body dysmorphia. I never felt good enough in front of the camera. Comments and remarks of strangers really got to me. I ended up becoming a people pleaser and I did everything I was told. And by doing that, I lost myself and I fell into depression. My body dysmorphia forced me to sit at home and I just couldn't push through anymore. My friends and family, they realized this and they tried their best to help me out. I noticed that too and I realized that this was very, very detrimental for me. And I realized that every body type is different and I should not condition myself for always being this skinny. It was very unhealthy. I concentrated on the positives and caught myself whenever I had that negative self-talk. I freed my mind and I started finding happiness in the present moment. I found joy in each and every small goal that I had and I eventually got that Ridhi Khakhar again. And this was my goal, to enjoy the present moment. The hustle would never really stop, guys. So, one film, 2 web series, 30 ads, and over 100 photo shoots later. What have I learned from my life that I can share with all of you? Number 1, listen to your dreams and work on them. Maybe it might not give you the monetary happiness, but it will give you the emotional satisfaction. And happiness is doing something that you really love. Number 2, perseverance pays. No matter what obstacles you face in life, perseverance is the persistence in doing something despite the delay in success. Number 3, have a plan B, but do not fall in love with it. There is a reason that you choose plan A. Number 4, live in love. Remember, everyone has a calling. Some discover it later in life and some earlier. think about what really makes you happy. If you can monetize on it, please, I encourage you to just go for it. And as an athlete, I can tell you, stardust is equal parts stars and equal parts dust. So, shake up the dust and aim for the stars. My name is Ridhi Khakhar and I'm living my